I pretty much gone through an incident where I came home and I was sitting on the couch. I was relaxing because I was doing construction, and I came home after a tired day, and I was watching TV, and I just collapsed. I just stood up and I just kind of said, "Hey, you know what?" I didn't say anything, but I just kind of stood up and I just felt dizzy and I just threw up. And there was a bed in front, on front of the couch, and I threw up and I sat back down and I got back up and I threw up again. And I ended up trying to take myself down the hallway, holding the walls, to the back shower, pull myself up, because it could be a heat stroke from working outside that led me to this brain stroke. This happened. I collapsed. I fainted on the bathroom stall, stand-up bathroom stall, and I fell and landed on my head. And from there, all I remember is opening my eyes, and the paramedics showed up, and they asked me a few questions, like general questions, like they like to ask, and I was being hauled away or towed away to the local hospital. Now, keep in mind that I went through 4 hospitals from my time of recovery. I mean, I'm still recovering, but from my initial recovery. So I ended up in the hospital. I was completely in coma, paralyzed. I couldn't move anything, 100% paralyzed. I could only move my eyeballs, I could hear, and I could do this, intermittently. And that's it. There was no other body functions I could do. I couldn't even talk, I couldn't eat. Everything was out of whack, So yeah, so I was on life support, I think for maybe a few weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. And I remember that since I could hear, my mom and my brother who got me through the situation, he was having this conversation that stuck out to me that I still can't forget. It was kind of like he was talking to the doctor who was in charge of me, and he was asking the doctor, "So what do you guys do with the body that if somebody passes away?" And she answered saying that we just get rid of the body and we just dispose the body, And I remember that that day happened, but this conversation took place, and the next very day, I guess my vitals was not corresponding, or I don't know, it was not responding, and I guess the vitals on the machine was basically stating that I was dead, and I was like, I only remember this because I could hear, and I remember this white sheet going over my head, right? So this white sheet that went over my head, I was like, hey, wait, I'm not dead. Why are you guys deeming me dead? I mean, I understand the machine tells you I'm dead, but I'm just like, I'm not dead. I know I'm not dead, right? So I was busy doing this, right? I was just puffing away intermittently, and hopefully the white sheet that you see, well, if you're a doctor, you would see, or nurse or whatever it is, the staff there would see that, this guy's alive, because we see this air puffing up on this white sheets. So luckily, that's exactly what happened. And they uncovered me, and they were like, this guy's alive. And but it was not, I can say it was not an experience I would want anybody to go through. I mean, here's the thing, I don't want to sound so morbid, but after going through this, I will say this. If you are going through this, okay, I don't wish that, but if you are, if you don't have a mindset that's like, no, I can embrace this pain, I can deal with it. I recommend, this is what I would say, not recommend, I would say that, first of all, it's all mindset. I mean, you know, that's how it is. Even if you work out, anything you do, doesn't matter, it's a mindset. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. So I had this mindset where it was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get out of this hellhole. That's what I call hospitals, even now. And so when I had this mindset, I was kind of like, hey, you know what? I gotta get out. Soon as I can do stuff, soon as I can stand, man, I was like, a lot of the staff was kind of like, oh, you're showing out. I was like, no, man. I am, in my head, I was kind of like, I want to get out of here. I want to expedite this process. I want to move along. And so anyways, that's what I was going through, some of the emotions. And but what was interesting is that, so I was there about 7 months, almost nearly a year. And I was kind of like, everything was a milestone for me. Like, you know what, learning how to talk, learning how to walk, learning how to have my emotions controlled. You know, not controlled, but like calibrated, if you want to call it. And, you know, get my senses back, in other words. And so then when, if I'm just thinking as I'm talking to you, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I have to do this ever again, would I choose to do it again? And I remember my speech therapist said one thing to me. It stuck out like, it just stuck out like to me for the life of me. And I'm sure there's out there people who are watching this video will say, yeah, she's right. And that is that if it happened to me again, which I hope it doesn't, but if it does, I said to her, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want nobody to go through this again. You know, either you're gone or you got the mindset to go through this, right? And so I was like, I don't want to go through this again. I don't know if I want to go through this at 90, you know? So, or I don't know, 80, 70, whatever you want to call it. And so she said to me, look at it this way. If it happens to you again, you have the experience and you get to do it again. And you have the privilege of doing it again, because not a lot of people can do this or say this. So another thing that how I interpret it is that was kind of like, if you lose your business, if you lose your home, if you lose everything, right? Your driver license, your business, your home, your marriage, everything you want to look at, right? I'll look at, but it might happen to you. So you get to rebuild everything the way you want it, you know, and you've already gone through this, so you know exactly what pattern, what steps to take. And to me, I psyched myself out, and I said to myself, to me, that's a successful person, because they didn't just get through this mess, you want to call it, or whatever it may be, this tribulation, but they know how to navigate through this tribulation. They know how to survive and make it and then some, right? So that's how my brain got stuck in that mode. Even now, you know, I admire people who lose everything and they can get it back because they know how. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be you don't have to suffer a brain stroke. Or you could be a business owner who lost everything, or you sold the business and you did it again, or you filed for bankruptcy and you did it again. Just that whole mentality of just getting to do it again and you do it better. To me, it's something that I admire, you know. Listen, there is no way I can express to you what I had to go through, but I can tell you that if this video finds you and you're going through it yourself, don't give up. Don't give up, because as soon as you give up, you're gonna stay down. You're absolutely gonna stay down, and you let yourself down. You quit on yourself. Don't do that. It's been a wild ride, you know. It's been a roller coaster, but I wouldn't take anything back. No, I if you asked me this, maybe when like a few months after my brain stroke, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But all the things that I do know now, I wouldn't take anything back. I will almost tell you right now that I'm glad it happened, because how I was before compared to how I am now, most medical experts will tell you, I mean, whatever he's saying makes sense, because for example, let's just say that you like sweets, okay, but you don't like sweets anymore. You like trucks and you like motorcycles. I don't like it anymore. You know, not that I hate it. I'm just saying I don't have a need for it. You know, everything is like totally changed. You know, and I would almost say it's for the better. But yeah, anyhow, hopefully this video finds you and you like this kind of content. I'll talk to you soon.